In the small, tight-knit community of Umusala, there was a mystical soap that was rumored to have magical powers. Soap was made by a local woman who had been practicing herbal medicine and potion making for years. She created the soap using an ancient recipe passed down through her family for generations, but no one knew where she actually lived. The soap could heal all manner of ailments, from cuts and bruises to more serious illness. People would come from far and wide in search for the soap, but they never knew where it was made. One day, a young girl, a sick girl called Amma, was walking slowly through the woods when she stumbled upon the soap maker's hut in the woods. Amma was ugly and from a very poor family. She was well-mannered, and despite her lack of beauty, people liked and respected her. Amma had been sick for some time, and her parents had tried using different means to cure her, but to no avail. And so they left Amma to either survive the illness or die. On that fateful day, she stumbled upon the soap maker's hut in the woods. She was invited into the woman's house. She was surprised as she looked about her to see different herbs hanging from one corner of the house to the other. She turned and was looking. The soap maker welcomed Amma and asked her why she was walking in such a slow manner. Amma explained to her condition, that she had been sick for some time now, and her parents had tried different means to help her, but she had not recovered. So they had left it all to fate. The old woman, after listening to her, brought out the mystical soap and gave it to Amma. She instructed her on how to use it. Amma was very grateful, was very happy because she had heard so much about the soap. Amma took the soap home and showed her parents. They were happy because they had also heard about the soap and had been wondering where they could get it. So Amma started using it as directed. Much to the surprise of Amma and her family, she started getting healed. And finally, she got healed. She was very grateful to the woman, and her parents took her and told her to take them to where the woman lived in the woods so that they could thank her. The woman looked at the humble family with the respect and gratefulness they showered on her. She was very happy. So with joy at their appreciation, she decided to teach Amma how to prepare the soap so that she could use it to help others who were in need. You see, my dear, the old woman said, I have no one left here. I am the only survivor in the family. So I'll teach you how to prepare this wonderful recipe so that you can use it to help people in the world. Amma and her parents were very happy to hear that. If Amma could learn it and use it to help, what more would they wish for? So after a long time that of Amma learning the art of making the soap and the potions from the lady, she was very, very good at making it and everyone was happy. So Amma learned everything she could about herbal medicine and potion making from the woman and soon became an expert in her own right. As Amma grew into her early 20s, she inherited the soap maker's recipe for the mystical soap. When she was no more, Amma continued to use it to help people get cured of different ailments. One day, a young prince was brought to Musala village by his family, seeking for the soap maker woman, but she had already passed on. They were about to leave when they were directed to Amma's home. They told them that the soap maker had sought someone and handed over all her powers and recipes to a girl. The king and his wife in turn were surprised and said they should please take him, and if to where such a person lived, maybe she could cure their son, the prince. The king, on the other hand, had been told before leaving his village by a soothsayer that they should stop carrying the prince from one place to another, because they were going to different places, but the prince was still sick and unconscious. The soothsayer told the king that the person that will cure the son would be the person that the prince, his son, will marry. So he said there is a soap maker in a village, that the woman that made the soap, he should try and trace that soap maker. Now, the king had been searching for the soap maker for a long time. He didn't know where to go or how to get to her. Until they got to Musala and asked, they said yes, there was actually someone around, but the woman was late. The king was disappointed, was crying. He didn't want to lose his son, the only son he had and the heir apparent to the throne. So as they were about leaving, that was when the villagers remembered Amma and said the soap maker had actually handed over everything to another woman, another lady, that could cure the king. Though doubtful, said they should take him to the person. They now led them to Amma's house. When they got to Amma's house, Amma looked at it and started work. She started treating the prince using the mystical soap, using the potions, until at last, to the king's surprise, his son started getting better. He was surprised that this young girl, though not beautiful, could bring his son back to life. So, he himself was ready to do anything. He was so happy and grateful that when his son started sitting up, he decided to talk to him. They were prepared that their son should marry anybody. They thought that the soap maker would be an old woman, an unmarried old woman. Say, if she's an old or married woman, it doesn't matter, provided his son is alive. His son should marry anyone, provided he's alive, and will inherit his throne when he was no more. So, he was surprised that this girl was a young girl, and though not as beautiful, but she was young and it was okay by him. So they had come prepared for whatever they will see. They were no longer bothered about the age of the wife to be or whatever. When they found out that the prince was okay now, they decided to talk to the prince. So the king called his son one day and told him about what the soothsayer had said, because then he had been unconscious. The prince was not bothered. He said, okay, provided he will be all right. The prince agreed. Meanwhile, Amma had a dream and saw the soap maker tell her that if they should come forward for marriage, she should agree, because it was her destiny. And so when she was told by the king and his wife and the prince that they wanted to marry her, she did not refuse. But she was wondering how she could marry a prince, and she, with her poverty and low level. But finally, she agreed, because that was what destiny had agreed for her. So the marriage was done, and Amma became a queen. Wow. The marriage was done, and Amma and the prince went to live in their kingdom. The prince was happy. He was happy that he was marrying a young woman, because the father told him he had thought the woman would be an old woman, but now she was a young girl. Beauty was not his problem. Beauty and wealth are not the architect of greatness in life. When destined to become great, nothing in the world can even prevent you or come in between you. As for Amma, nothing disturbed her from her illness to getting better and becoming a princess, a prince wife, and later becoming a queen. That was her destiny. No matter where you are, even in the rural village, even in the toilets, if you are destined to be great, one day you will meet your destiny. So that is the end of the story. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos to others who might be interested in our cultural folk tales. Thanks for watching.